Hello and welcome to Ipswich's Real Estate Podcast, a podcast where we help you navigate the often complex world of buying, selling and renting real estate in Ipswich and the surrounding areas. I'm Steve Athanades. I'm the owner of NG Real Estate here in Ipswich and a couple other places around the joint as well. I'm joined today by Matthew Taylor-Farrington from Purple Bunny Marketing.
Yes, thanks for having me, Steve.
Hello, Matthew. Good to see you again.
Yes.
Mate, we've come together today to talk about our sales and marketing results for May 2025. We've obviously just ticked over into June.
Yep.
We're going to talk about what happened in May 2025, and you had some questions for me about what happened.
Yes, and you were away for most of this result, right?
Yes, I went away and the team, oh my God.
They've had a blinder from what I can tell. So
they have had a blinder. Brace yourselves. You're going to be shocked at how much we've listed and sold in May 2025. One of our biggest months ever.
Wow.
One of our biggest months ever. But we'll talk about it more as we go along.
I'd normally have Nick there to press the drum roll button, but...
yeah, Nick, where are you? He's on
holidays. I'm the one doing it now.
Cheeky bugger.
But yes, so how did we go then? Obviously, not to drag it out any further, what did we do? What did we list and what did we sell for the Ipswich market?
Okay. You braced yourself. You're sitting down.
I'm holding on, yes.
Okay, for the month of May...
Yes.
We listed 94 properties in 31 days. That is 3 properties.
Yep, that's insane.
Every single day for the month of May.
Yep.
So to the team, to our amazing team, our award-winning agents.
Yes.
So proud of you.
Congrats.
Absolutely monstrous result. Can't believe it. Absolutely huge. What that means for everyone at home, lots of stock for you guys to come and look at. Plenty of opportunities both in the investment and the homeowner market. So we've got some absolutely stunning properties that we're going to be bringing to market for you guys to buy over the next sort of 30 to 60 days. So amazing times.
Yes, agreed. And so what? So you listed 94, but what did we do
in sales?
Selling? Yes.
Okay, again, the team, oh my God, absolutely sold the house down.
Yes.
70 properties in 31 days. So again, more than 2 properties a day, not quite 3. But over 2 properties every single day. Now, from a dollar point of view, mate, that equates to $58 million worth of Ipswich real estate.
That's
so we
crazy.
sold just under $2 million worth of Ipswich real estate every single day for the month of May.
Yeah.
So again,
yes, congrats to the team.
To the team. Honestly, we've obviously got offices, our head office here in Brassel, our Carolee team, our Ripley team, the Greater Springfield team, and obviously John at our Brisbane West office.
Yes.
Absolutely massive results by all these guys and girls, obviously listing and selling the house down. So to everyone in the team, absolute, congratulations, my utter admiration. You guys continue to, shock and astound me on a monthly basis, but I am so happy.
Yeah,
happy.
I could imagine. I could imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, it's great, and it's good to see. Obviously, we had an interest rate drop while you were away. I filled in.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
With Steve, we did that. We talked about there was a drop there. Obviously, there's been some changes in there in the market. Obviously, Steve Beach and I talked about the influences of Trump there with his tariffs and the influences on the market. Not that we think that there's much influence and people are smart enough to understand that that's not really impacting Australia. It's impacting Americans. But what would you say has kind of seen this lift? Because that's a considerable lift considering April. Understanding April was Easter holidays and whatnot, but that's a considerable lift.
We had a great month for April. It's just the result in May is just absolutely monstrous.
Yes.
Now, what do we think it's attributed to? We talked about the first interest rate cut, where if anything, we saw activity slow.
Yes.
Where we're thinking, we got the exact opposite reaction that we thought, and the market
would happen. Yeah.
We thought it would go gangbusters, and that would really spur people on and give them that additional confidence to move forward and purchase real estate, either to live in or as an investment.
Yes.
Didn't work that way.
No.
Now, we've had the second cut, which obviously happened in May.
Yes.
Now, as a result of that, what we have seen is we've seen a lift in inquiry. We've seen a lift in numbers at our open homes. And consequently, we've had, even this month, we've had properties open for inspection, and we've had anywhere between, we've had up to 26, 33 groups, which is going back to
what you
almost
were seeing
COVID levels where
Yes.
people were just charging these properties. So a lot of it's in that sort of spec range, in that sort of anywhere between 650 to even 750. Okay.
Yes.
A lot of interest in that, and a lot of investors are looking at that sort of market. Obviously, first homeowners are looking in that sort of price point. The other development that's happened is first homeowners obviously have got a relaxation in terms of stamp duty. It cut off for them where they had to start paying stamp duty at $700. That's going to be relaxed.
Yes.
So again, more confidence coming to the entire sector of the market, and I think that's what we've seen.
Yes.
A growth in confidence.
Yes.
That people, felt like they could start investing with confidence, and obviously buy for either first home, second home, third home, downsize, whatever it is. But we have continuously seen people trade up, down, and sideways, which is a recurring theme here in Ipswich.
Yeah.
But overall, our market continues to move from strength to strength.
Yes.
And for anyone who owns a house here in Ipswich, we've just gone through an absolute purple patch of growth and continued acceleration in pricing. We do think that we will continue to see prices move.
Yes.
So what that means is, for the people out there, if you haven't bought, and let's face it, we sold 70 homes in May. There's still lots of more opportunities.
Yes.
What I would seriously urge you to do, if you haven't bought now, as soon as you can buy.
Yeah,
because I think prices will continue to rise. I think we will get further interest rate cuts, which I'm sure you and Steve talked about. Did you make your prediction?
I didn't make a prediction. I'm expecting you on the next podcast. But, Steve made a prediction. He, I believe, said it would hold. He thinks the next one might hold.
So this is July?
Yes. He felt it might hold and then reevaluate, because obviously inflation numbers they were waiting to see what was going on there.
Well, since that podcast, inflation numbers have come out.
Yes.
They're still well within government forecasted ranges. Yes. So I think that's positive. Obviously, employment is where they want it to be. I'm going to tip the trend. I'm going to
You're going for
predict
a cut.
Another cut.
Yeah.
I think this government, obviously been re-elected.
Yes.
Whether you like that or not, we won't get into that. But the current government or the past government has been re-elected. I think there will be a further growth in confidence, and I think we will see another rate cut in July. Yes. Steve says on hold. Steve Athanati says
drop.
We're going to drop.
Yeah.
So stay tuned to Ipswich's Real Estate Podcast to find out what happens in July.
Yes.
We've got lots of content coming your way before then.
Yeah.
So the other thing we've got to talk about is our property management.
Yes. But before you get on that, I did have property prices. Did you see the news this morning? Channel 9.
No.
They were talking about median house price.
Yes.
They were talking Brisbane market, obviously, Ipswich slightly out of that, but they were talking now the average median price was just shy of $1 million by like $2,000-$3,000 or something like that. I saw this morning. So what you were saying before about if you're going to buy, you need to buy now, because even they were saying this morning the house prices will continue to rise. They're seeing that.
100%. I didn't see that. I didn't see that on Channel 9 this morning. I was rushing around.
Yeah.
But I think if you remember back to a previous podcast we talked about, median house price is now higher than Melbourne. So it's more expensive to buy a house in Brisbane than it is in Melbourne. And as we move closer to $1 million, that will continue to be the case. So again, so much confidence in this Brisbane, Ipswich market and surrounding areas where people are obviously flocking here in their droves.
Correct.
That's obviously driving prices up. We've obviously got immigration. There's a whole bunch of things that are happening here. But the overall theme of what's happening here is prices continue to increase. So if you haven't bought, buy now.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so property management, how did we go in that space? Was there any new management?
Our girls in our property management department continue to work tirelessly. And for the girls, look, obviously we're so proud of them. They're an amazing bunch of girls. They do work their backsides off, and they're all amazing people in their own right. So for the month of May, we brought on 9 new managements. So 9 more properties which go into our existing portfolio of properties that we can offer to our Ipswich clients. and surrounding areas. They're all over the place, even into Brisbane.
Yes.
But we manage about 700 properties across the board through this office.
Yep.
So 9 new managements. In terms of properties that we rented, we rented out 11 properties during May. So again, we continued to recycle those properties through, new people coming into our homes for our owners.
Yes.
So again, for sellers, amazing time to buy. Really strong renter demand.
Yes.
So not crazy stupid, but you know your property's not going to sit there vacant.
Yes.
The thing to remember, if you're an investment property owner, we all want to get as much as we can get. That doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you greedy.
No.
Okay, it just makes you human. You want to get as much as you can get.
Yes.
It's really important that our investor owners understand the difference between having a tenant or not having a tenant.
Yes.
It can be $10 or $20 a week.
Yes.
So we're all shooting for a premium price, but for every, let's say you've got a property that is going to rent out for $650 a week,
Yes.
you try $680, right? Thinking, I'll just see if I can get that little bit more. For every week that it sits there, it's not the $30 that you're missing.
Correct.
You're missing the $650 that you could have rented it for from
That's
day
right.
one.
Yeah.
So, and then you say, okay, well, I'll give it one more week and I'll drop it to, say, $660. I'll take $20 off.
Yeah.
It sits there for another week. Someone offers you $650 and then you take it. The problem is it's been vacant now for 3 weeks.
That's right. And you've
And
missed
you just
that.
tore up $2,000 in
Yes.
potential rent while you waited to see if you could get an extra $30 or $20 a week.
Yeah.
So be careful, okay?
Yes.
We all want to get as much as we can get, but it's a fine line between getting as much as you can get and overpricing.
Yeah, correct.
This market is very, very strong for everyone concerned, but there's always a limit. The market
right.
will only pay what the market will pay.
And I guess that comes down to trusting your property manager to guide
Correct.
you on that. They understand what the market will and won't
Correct.
pay.
So we've got an
So-
excellent business development manager here, Cassandra Jeffs. For all of our new business clients and even for our existing clients, they will provide you with an updated comparative market analysis every time your property is coming up for renewal.
Yes.
It tells you what the comparable properties around you are renting for. We will give you a definite recommendation of what we think you should rent the property for. Now, it's your right. You own the property. You might say, okay, well, I take that on board. You're saying $650, but I want to try $670.
Yes.
We're saying, look, it's your property. You can do whatever you like,
Yep.
but all of the market evidence, which is what we're required by law to provide to you, says it's a $650 a week property.
Yes.
Now, sometimes you can get lucky and you might get the $670.
Yeah.
But remember, if you leave it sit there for 3 weeks and you don't rent it, you end up taking the $650 3 weeks later, $2,000 straight down the drain.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, to recoup that, even if the prices went up $20 a week, it's going to take a long time
Yes,
to
that's
get
right.
back your $2,000.
Correct. Yeah.
So fine line, overprice, okay, market price.
Yes.
So just be careful. But take our girls' advice. They will look after you, I promise.
Agreed. All right, that's all I have for you. Unless you've got something else that's
I've got nothing else exciting. That's
that was
everything.
pretty
That's
exciting.
everything I had that was the blockbuster. 94 listings, 70 sales, $58 million in sales, and our property
crazy
management
numbers
girls are working themselves to the bone.
Yes.
So everything here at NG Real Estate is absolutely firing on all 4 cylinders. Actually, no, it's not 4. It's probably 12 cylinders, like a racing car. But at the end of the day, for everyone out there, for all of our clients, for all the people that have trusted our staff and myself, thank you. For all the people who bought a property from us, rented a property through us, we say congratulations, welcome home. But thank you for your continued support, Ipswich and our surrounding areas. We love you. So, on that note, mate, as always, Matthew Taylor Farrington from Purple Bunny Marketing. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Matt, I really appreciate it as always. Obviously, I'm the owner of Real Estate Ipswich. We really value your feedback.